Recording in progress. Isn't that what like Zoom says? Recording in progress.
You have to like approve it. Do I approve this? I guess I approve it.
Yeah, yeah. If you're on this call, God doggy, you approve it, okay? 'Cause if you don't, oh well. It's still recording.
Oh darn. Got you in 4K.
How you doing? Cheers
Hey,
to
cheers.
Oh, do we have the same cup? Do we
Cheers.
usually have the same cup?
Yeah, we usually have the same cup.
Okay, I can't remember.
I
There's the
actually
other
don't
Sips
know.
cup.
I only have this one, so I'm not sure.
That's right, because it was like the UK was tripping on something.
The shipping was crazy. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just go with one and done. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. So I should probably get the other one, but anyway, I just love this cup so much. Which is available at Sips. No, not at Sips. At
What is the website?
ShadeTrendyGroup.com/shop
if you want to shop.
Yep.
Shop till you drop.
Shop till you drop. And the taxes are fixed, y'all. Okay, we've got taxes in there. We've got our shipping rates are in there. Everything's good to go on those. So pretty exciting.
Everything's really clear. If you want to give the gift of us continuing to do this, should buy a mug. Or someone you love.
Buy a mug. Share the podcast. We got people listening. And please share the podcast. Or share the episodes with your with your sisters. As well.
Or maybe you could all get mugs and then you could all sit together while we talk, and then it could be a whole sleepover type moment.
Sipsterhood.
A Sipsterhood. Oh my god, wait, copyright that quick before someone takes it.
Yeah, just kidding, I didn't say that.
I'll cut it.
Actually, no, I did say that. We said it here first. And we're making money off of that. So that's how copyright.
Don't try to take it, because
take your butt to court.
If it shows up anywhere after this episode drops, we'll know.
Take you right to court. We'll get all your millions. We'll never have to work again.
All your millions.
All your millions. I claim it in the future. Amen. How's your day going? Or your week, I guess, whatever. Your life.
Yeah, my life. Yeah, what is my life? Good. It's been a week. I feel like last week was very chaotic, so I feel like this week I've been on top of it. I've been productive. I've gotten the stuff done that needs to get done. It's one of my best friends in London. It's her birthday this weekend. So I planned my week accordingly so that I basically after about 6 p.m. today, I'm out. I'm in the streets.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm living my best life because she needs it.
I'm trying to see my outfit.
She tried to check out your outfit. Your outfit looks great.
I thought I was tucked in. I'm not tucked in.
It's cute.
Yeah. No, but that's fun. You'll be, are y'all going to anywhere special, or?
We're going roller skating. There's a roller skating place.
In the UK, there's roller skating?
Literally at the 10-minute walk from my flat. We're going to go roller skating.
Oh, that should be fun. Oh, that'll be fun.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Like tipsy roller skating?
Yeah, like roller skating. Yeah, I know.
Wait, like with drinks. So.
Yes.
So do you know how to roller skate?
Yeah, I know how to roller skate.
What? So I don't.
You
not at the skating ring. I can do it, not at the skating ring. Man, it's it's slippery.
Also, I'm a little nervous because I know how to stay on two legs, but I wouldn't say I know how to skate. I'm not a professional in these streets or anything. I can stay on 2 feet and I can go forward. Yeah, I can't do all of that. I said I can follow the flow of traffic. I can do that for sure. But it'll just be fun. We did roller skating probably a year and a half ago.
Okay.
We went roller skating here at a music festival. They had like a random little rink you could like rent skates for £5 or whatever. And so she said for her birthday, she was like, I really want to roller skate. I just want to like have a good time, listen to some good music. So I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, we're all doing that tonight. And then I think we're doing like dinner and drinks and like the little like cutesy vibe tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's the
That'll be
vibes.
fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah. And we might go vintage shopping. Depends on how hungover we are. We might go vintage shopping.
Vintage shopping is always best while intoxicated. So it's okay if you wake up hungover, just have another drink.
I'll just keep drinking, and then I'll go buy more stuff that I don't need, and it'll be really good. Yeah. And then I'll arrive back in my body on Monday and be like, "Wow, what a time I had!"
Yeah, what a great time. You know, I heard that there's like Target. I don't know if this is real or not.
Oh,
sometimes I struggle with social media because I'm like, I have to Google everything. That's exhausting because I don't know if this is real or not. But they were saying like Target is going to start serving Targaritas, but I don't know if that's real. There's no way. Real?
I mean, tea if they are, but
like, can you imagine how like tough that'll be for us?
Yeah, that's gonna be really tough. Honestly, Target? No, we don't have Target here.
Oh, you wouldn't have to deal with that nonsense then.
We don't have Target
to deal with
here.
the nonsense because I love Target. I don't go to Walmart. I'm a Target girly, and I don't like. And I love margaritas.
I don't foresee that being a healthy relationship.
Like, there's no way.
That seems really toxic.
That's so toxic. Let's get you drunk.
And then you already come here sober and spend money you don't need to spend. So
so much money.
Let's amp it up and let's provide you with the alcohol you need to really let your inhibitions fly. And then we'll see.
Like that can't be. There's no way that's good. So I was like, there's no way this is real. Please keep it away from anywhere that I'm at.
If it is real, I'm jealous. If it's real, I'm jealous because there's no big box kind of like stores like that in London where I can really do damage. Like they don't really like they have some like big box stores. They have Primark. I don't know if you've heard of Primark. Primark is kind of like if Target and Walmart had a baby. So like it wants to be Target. It's not Walmart. Okay. It wants to be Target. It's definitely better than Walmart, but it's not. Good. It's not.
But it ain't Target.
The clientele and the state of the store when you walk in is giving very Walmart, but the items there are giving like trying to be Target. So I do go in there wanting to have a Target experience, and it just is always subpar. So if I was drunk and had a Targarita, perhaps it would enhance my shopping experience.
And everything would look great. You're like, there's everyone is happy.
Wow, 5 tank tops for $3.99? Yeah, give me that. I don't even wear tank tops, but I need them.
Needs them though. Like what a mess that's
coming. Let me get some tank tops for everyone. Tank tops for you.
It would be so bad. It would be so freaking bad. But yeah, that was probably like the craziest news that I heard this week was like, actually, let me not say craziest. Well, the craziest news I heard this week was all of Donald Trump's cabinet reporting and his team that he's built. That was actually the craziest news, but like the craziest, like, just like, regular,
like hee ha ha.
Like, right. Was like
the internet is crazy.
Let me get me a Targarita.
I should also tell you the state of the mental health state of the U.S. right now, that we're at the state where we need to be drunk shopping at Target.
Yes, at Target, please. Like, yes, at Target we need to have drinks.
Your algorithm sees you, and I want you to see that and recognize that your algorithm sees you.
Yeah,
knows what your needs are.
No, we struggling. We struggling out here in these streets. But I've last week was kind of rough for me. I knew that there was a chance that people were just going to stay home.
Yeah.
I knew that there was a chance that people were just not going to vote the right way. I live in 2 red states, one more than the other.
Yep.
And so Georgia and Alabama. Alabama's deep red, and Georgia's kind of purple.
Yeah,
it's a little purple.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it maps as a red state. When you get into Atlanta, though, it's blue, right? And Atlanta's one of the biggest areas. But we're seeing like how people do not understand the economy. They just don't. They're not.
They don't. They didn't really. No, they don't know what they're voting for. I think that's the thing. Is like.
Yeah.
Which again, I think maybe is the biggest downfall of this entire like campaign and all of the things is that like, again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's really like it's one of those situations where like we could have did this, we should have done that, we could have like it, whatever. It is what it is. But it's very much giving like the things that would have been really good to capitalize in terms of campaign strategy would have been like really just keeping it about policy, keeping it about like just I think engaging in the sort
of. But it was though. It's the problem. That's the problem. I watched every rally. I watched every Harris rally. I watched several Trump rallies. And the Harris was talking about her policy time and time and time again. And that's one thing I don't like is the news is acting as though that she was not. But every single rally,
that's not the stuff that people paid attention to. They only paid attention.
They didn't care.
No,
they didn't care.
They waited for her to say the one thing that would give them that viral moment, and then that's the thing they talk about, and they didn't actually talk about.
They didn't care. Yeah. They didn't. It was never. It was never about. You could say all that you want. It could have been a better campaign for Harris, Waltz, right? You say all these things. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The things that people are saying that they could have done better, they did. They did it. They campaigned on policy, right? People just are not. The U.S. has shifted so far right. It's just a fact. The U.S. education system has shifted so in the toilet.
Yeah,
and people we're just not informed on how government works. I mean, to the point where like after the election, they're saying like 2 days after the day of the election, and then days after the election, you're seeing Google searches of what's a tariff and how does it who pays the tariff. These are things that people could have Googled before. This is like they didn't care. No. ACA, people didn't even know that that the Affordable Care Act is the same as Obamacare.
That is what I know. And the stuff that I keep saying it, but it really is just the other part that we need to address is just the cognitive dissonance. It's the thing of being like so incredibly disassociated from who you are and like where you stand. Like in terms of like you as a person, your lifestyle, the things that are actually relevant and important to you and your life, like your cognitive dissonance is so like far gone that you're like aligning with belief systems and policy systems that actually genuinely have nothing to do with you and your specific situation.
In fact, they harm you.
Right. You're not a billionaire. You're not like you're not like
billionaires. A billionaire is now the next. It's number 47. Was 45 now number 4. A billionaire, and the richest man on earth. I think he's the richest man on earth at this point, right? Who rose to billionaire status. I mean, like so quickly. That's who you vote. That's who you championed for. They're not going to do anything for you. They ain't going to do shit for you. Like, did you not? People
align with you. They don't align with you.
You don't know your struggles.
No.
Look, let me.
Struggles. I know.
Let me digress. I can't. So all I've been saying is like, I'm going to continue to watch news media, but not like. So I watch everything. I watch both sides. In fact, I don't follow right wing because I don't want it to like skew my algorithm.
Yeah,
there are.
It's just my safe space.
Don't
mess it up.
Yeah, don't mess up my algorithm, please. But I will go search for like what are the people on the right, like what are they saying on the far right, like what are they saying? what are the people on the far left, like, what are they saying? I'm more center, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a, I really believe in progression. I believe in moving forward, but I'm more center.
Mm-hmm.
And so the media channels that I follow are more of that, like,
Yeah.
where we own, like, it's policy driven. It's, it's not like these far left concepts, nor definitely not these far right concepts, but it's like, what do we need as a country in order to move forward? Like, that's what I care about.
Yeah.
So just staying engaged in that way has been helping me mentally, while also just taking some time. I'll turn on my Rihanna, the song I've been loving lately. Okay, hold on, let me find it. So I posted it on my page. Hold on, let me see. What is it? What's it
Oh, is
called?
it the one you posted? You posted that earlier.
Yeah, I love that song. I'm not going to play it. Born This Way by Lady Gaga. That is my jam. I listen to that song every day, 3, 4, 5 times, 10 times a day, 15, 20, 30, 85 times a day. I love that song right now. Great, great song. And then, some Rihanna, Talk That Talk. Yeah, Talk That Talk. So, and then obviously some reality TV has also been,
just a safe space. We just need safe spaces. Right?
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need. So, okay. So yeah, so kind of hopping into, some pop culture stuff. Okay. So I'd like to pick up where we left off last time, which was Love is Blind. Did you have a chance to watch?
Plugged into this election nonsense. I know. Please don't hate me. Here's the thing. You gotta remember is that the last time we filmed was like right before like election shit really started popping off. And so I did have to kind of like leave all things that I care about.
Yeah. It got real.
It got real fast.
It got real fast.
I'm coming back. I'm getting back into watching things. I'm getting back into things. So don't worry. Don't lose faith in me.
Oh no. All faith is lost. It's gone. I'm sorry. It's gone. We'll you and I will talk fully about Love is Blind the next season.
Just count me out for this season and I'll see you.
I'll see you the next time. But what I did want to cover is, have you at least seen like what's going on with Tyler and all that?
No, I literally, because every time I would get on TikTok.
You not have TikTok?
I do, but every time I would get on TikTok, it was always like falling down the black hole spiral of election nonsense.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get off. So I literally have not I've only just in the last like 4 or 5 days made a return to my TikTok. I've missed everything for the last like 2-3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Especially if you weren't previously engaged. Like, so net, I am going to absolutely ruin it for you.
Ruin it for me. It's fine.
Because
at this point, you can't protect me. You can't protect me.
Yeah, I can't protect. It's out there.
You lost all faith in me. So
yeah, it's a wrap. So there's a guy, Tyler, who has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're not his kids. Well, they are his kids. He told his fiance, Ashley, that they're sperm babies. He was a donor.
Uh-huh.
That's what we saw on camera. So, so before they had like the reunion, everyone's like, oh my gosh, like he lied to Ashley, da 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 blah. And we thought that he just completely lied to her about everything. Turns out at the reunion, so then you've got like Jessie Woo, who she all about Black women's don't lie to us, Black women's month, and all that. Right. So her and Ricky I think it's Ricky with the T. They were bringing on like Tyler's baby's mom, she's a lesbian woman who was married to another woman, and they were trying to have he did donate some sperm for their first child, but they try to do it with a big turkey baster like that. Maybe not turkey baster, but like a kid. They try to do it that way at first, and then it wasn't working. And then the wife goes out of town for like a month and comes back, and homegirl all of a sudden is pregnant. So how was that baby conceived?
The turkey was basting itself, is what?
The turkey was definitely basting itself. Um, she was like, oh, she's like, I found another kid because they used all their kids, and it was 3 kids, and she was like, no, there were 4, and the lady was like, nah, there were 3. I bought them. There were 3. She's like, no, I found another one.
I found another one. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. You found another baster. All right, you found the real deal.
Oh,
You found the baster. All right. Okay. The kitchen.
oh my god.
They go through it. They have the baby. The wife, who is now ex-wife, ends up signing the birth certificate.
Okay.
Tyler was just the sperm donor.
Right.
So he didn't sign nothing. Then the wife and the wives, they get divorced. They end up getting divorced. And the baby mom, her name is Bri. So Bri was trying to, she wanted full custody of their shared baby. She's like, well, this baby she's not your blood. This is my child.
Right.
And so then Tyler helped her by also championing for custody for this child who was his sperm baby.
Why are you doing all that for a sperm baby? Stay out of people's business. I don't. What's that about?
He actually was crying at one point. Went to the mama's house crying, talking about I can't live my life. Like, I don't want to not be in my child's life, but this is a sperm baby. Okay, so
interesting.
Oh, it gets better. So then the sperm. So then Bri gets custody. And the courts rule that Tyler is also now responsible for this child. Like, he went to court and fought for this kid.
Huh. Okay.
Then, a few months later, a year later or so, guess what? Now we got Irish triplets. Because homegirl ends up getting pregnant by Tyler with twins. No baster. They did not have. There was no baster. There was a baster.
There was basting that was happening, but they did it the old-fashioned way.
So she ends up pregnant with twins.
Okay.
So now these are his.
Sorry, hold on, time out. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I was. But he's still standing 10 toes down.
Oh,
that he's
these are
babies.
What are you talking about? These are sperm babies.
You know,
he signed the birth certificate of the twin. The court has ordered him to pay child support for all 3 kids. And he ain't paying.
Well, period. So
these are his children. And long story short, Ashley is like, no, these are sperm. He says that he spends time with all of his friends and their children for the holidays, which excuse the fact that he's showing up in pictures everywhere with matching pajamas with these kids. Yo, the embarrassment, like
cranium hurts.
Yeah. So when we found out that no, Ashley is really, she's being lied to, and instead of her reaching out to the baby's mom, and she's being lied to a point of like, him saying, but she doesn't want to know the full truth. Like, she is just believing whatever she wants.
She's choosing to be blind.
Choosing to be blind. This. And even so now, even after all this has come out, the reunion has happened, all this has come out, she is standing 10 toes down. Oh, I know my man. He's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. He's such a good man that he has, girl, Jessie Wu had an attorney on the show who was on a different dating show she was scammed. She was scammed by a date. So she was on Ready to Love, and the guy that she ended up with was a phony, a fake and a phony. He's like, I have this car. I'm a car, what's that called? Car wholesaler or whatever. Oh, right, and right. What do they call it? Car, whatever. Car guy. Car guy. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I, can people cars and I make all this money. He had a Folex and he acted like it was a real one. And
Folex is crazy.
A whole Folex, fake gold chains, and acting like they real. Look, I don't act like this necklace of mine. This is actual gold, but this I got from Amazon, and I spent a little bit of extra cash on it, but it matches my outfits. I'm this is 15, 35 carats, bling bling bling. Like, no, it's my Amazon piece.
I'm very proud of her. I
love her. She doesn't turn. I wear her all the time, and it's pretty good quality fake shit. And and I'm proud of it, right? So but yeah, so he completely swindled her. They were supposed to get married. They were putting money in their wedding account, or she found out like 2 weeks before the wedding that he took all the money.
God.
So her name is Simone. And her family's from New Orleans, so she's Creole. So she's Simone.
Yeah.
And so because of what she's been through, she's an attorney, so she was already used to doing like background checks, and she does do background checks. So she came on and she's like, let's do this background check on this man, girl. So that they found all the paperwork. This is how we know all this is facts. Like they've been in and out of court. These are facts.
Right.
It matches what Bry's saying. It matches the stories. These are facts. And additionally to that, homeboy was in and out of a place to live. He got evicted like 7 times. Like, and my God, I don't shame people. Like, people go through hard times. I get it, but like, the only person that I'm like, Ashley, open your eyes, girl. But she doesn't want to. That's on her. It's fine.
But here's my thing: if you're gonna accept a person for who they are, then at least be fully aware of what you're accepting rather than choosing to accept the lie. Like, no one's going to judge you. No one's going to judge you if you're okay with that. That's good. You do you. Throw your hands up. There's nothing I can say about that. But the issue is that everybody knows he's lying. You know he's lying. You're believing his lies. That level of delusion, right?
He's in delusion.
Is actually not like you're asking. That's like self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you're asking to be hurt. You're asking for like shit to hit the fan later. You're asking for it to blow up. If you think he can lie to your face and you believe it on national TV, you don't think he's lying to you all the live long day offline, off camera? Then it becomes a thing about trust. Like, at least if he's gonna say like, look, I got caught, I tried it, I got caught, you still love me, and she's like, period, you're my boo.
Yeah, period. That's my man. My man.
My man. Then it's fine. And if she's like, look, I know what the tea is, I know what all the drama is, and I love him and I accept him for who he is, and I accept him with all his tea and all his drama, that's a different level of delusion. But at least it's honest. Being real.
It's very. And what's killing a lot of people right now is this man has disappeared from these kids' lives. He was in their lives for years. Went on the show.
And then just...
like, he went away to get milk. And never came home. Went on the show. And these poor kids are like, where's my dad? Was my daddy coming home? Like, where's my daddy at?
Oh my God.
That's what's like... And so you are tolerating that? Why? Because you feel that it's an indictment on who you are as a person if you were to say, I missed this. It's called pride. it's delusion, but it's also like, I also feel like there's pride, right? And so then we have to ask ourselves, like,
pride and ego.
Yeah. Ladies, like, sometimes I know us as women, we don't like to lose, but baby, sometimes
especially when it
it's
comes
not
to
losing,
men.
it's so winning.
When it comes to men, especially you don't want to admit you were bamboozled. You don't want to admit you were dickmatized. I get it. Been there, done that.
The victimization is real, honey. Okay. Shoot. Sometimes you're like,
so you really did just pull the wool over my eyes in that one. I really did just I really just forgot who I was, and I'm so sorry about that. But now I remembered. Now I remembered. And it's gonna be different moving forward. Whatever the fuck. Wow. Here's what I can say. Not my circus. Not my monkeys, man. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I wish them the best. And this is exactly why I watch these shows. because I the way at least who I am now, maybe when I was less healed, who I am now, there's no way. There's just no way that I would sit there and really be okay in myself to be like, you know what? Yeah, I accept this. Yep, I accept this. I accept this, and I accept it. There's no way. There's just no way.
It's despicable. It's unacceptable. One of the reasons why I was like, I'm a patient person, but I don't like being continuously lied to. So I left my kid's dad for that reason. Like, he was just a lie. He was a lie. He lied because it's Tuesday. And just lie. And I met him when I was pretty young. Yeah, it's like, no, it's Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. And you start thinking like, nah, it's really what? It's like, you start really thinking, and there's times where I won't get into any of the stuff that I think that he's done, but what was not at first, he's out there, he's cheating, he's doing this. And I'm like, okay, is there something? Then the abuser, right, will make you feel like it's something that you have done.
Of course.
I'm not good enough because of course they're going to say that to you. I'm not pretty enough because they're going to say that to you. So you start kind of you think these things, especially when you're, when you're already, I already dealt with self image issues. Growing up, I was really skinny. And so my family called me Mingity. Mingity. That's not just a nasty word. Mingity, come here, Mingity. It just sounds terrible. Yeah. But Mingity is you skin, it's very anorexic. It's basically calling someone anorexic. You anorexic girl, come here. Mingity, come. So I always kind of dealt with that. Yeah. Right. So I had these a lower self-esteem. And then even back then I wasn't really, I'd wear powder or just to keep my nose from shining. And then sometimes I want to wear some lipstick. And he'd be like, your lips are fat. Why are you wearing lipstick? And I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't wear lipstick. Oh girl, yes. And so when he would step out, I'm like, okay, these women must be prettier. They're prettier than me. So I'm always going through his phone and you're not home. If you come home late or whatever, I'm looking at his phone. Yeah. Girl, when I saw this woman, I said,
it always is. It always
I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, no turkey. And it's not on her. It's not on her. Genetics are genetics. This is how you are. But she and me we're not from the same cloth at all. Right. And I'm like, wow, this is really where you're at. And I started understanding, no, Nancy, this is not about you. It's where he's at. This is not an indictment on you. This is not representation of anything that you've done. Right. But it took me a long time to finally get to that point. But then so I'm already in that mindset. And then I at this point I had my kid, and then I find out that homegirl got pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you are shitting me. And I'm going through his phone, and that wasn't the first time, apparently. Mm-hmm. So y'all just out here raw dogging it.
And
and
bringing
you
it
want to
back
like
into my
life
house.
danger.
Yeah.
And this is not a woman that had like no children. She had several kids.
Yeah.
And she was not living the best, so I'm like, I don't want that spirit. I don't want none of y'all's spirit. But then he would deny. He'd like, no, she's not. And he would deny any of this. And as if it wasn't bad enough, yeah, he's cheating on me, he's doing all these things. So yeah, the respect was already dwindling.
Right.
But him saying, this is not mine. And it's like, so you're calling her a liar now? I was out. I couldn't. I was like, nah. I just can't.
Well, and to your point, it's like, why?
It sounds crazy. Somebody out here
because I'm sitting here nodding my head because I'm like the same thing happened to me. The only difference was I didn't have a kid. Like that's the same thing was happening to me in my previous relationship, and there was some substance abuse issues going on as well. So like there was a multitude of lies happening, but it's also this thing that is so crazy, which I think the segue is really coming through me, and I feel as though we're going to segue that, why I think you and I are so passionate about empowerment and like community empowerment, because that the way in which you have to literally have your shit rocked so in your face like that, so hard, in order for you to recognize your own worth. Like, we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to, like, be in situations where our shit gets rocked so heavy in order to, like, wake up and be like, oh, wait, actually, I am enough. Actually, I deserve better. Actually, I am good enough, or whatever it is. Like, your shit shouldn't have to get rocked so aggressively. And I just, like, literally, like,
like your soul
snatched.
Like your soul, and it hurts because it's like, you don't necessarily hurt. Yeah, you lose you lose that relationship. You have to mourn that. Yeah. But I think what ends up hurting so much is the fact that it's like, how did I allow myself to get here?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like sitting in those feelings are so important. To like just sit in that and like sit in the like, man, this does not feel good. What did I do to get here? And taking that accountability and taking that responsibility. You have to. It's not always on that other person. No, two people, you made a choice. This is what I'm doing. I'm staying in this. I'm letting my world act. I'm ignoring all of the signs. Why? Because I want a man. I want by myself, or I could change him, or he has a good heart. Baby, he got a good heart, honey.
Everybody has a good heart. Like, that's not the point. You can have a good heart and still hurt people. You know what I mean? It's that irrelevant. And I think
completely irrelevant.
Being on the other side of it and us being able to recognize that in our past selves so clearly, I think just like speaks to why exactly what you're saying of like, I had a friend who, when she was really dealing with her like depression and mental health very heavily, she was saying that something she was doing all the right things. She was doing the therapy, she was doing the books, she was doing like all the right stuff, right? And she was like, what actually worked for her, and not saying that this is what everyone should do, but for her, she was like, I actually had to like sit in my feelings and feel them so fully to the point where I was like, I physically, mentally, and emotionally never ever want to feel like this again. And then that was the catalyst where things really started to shift for her. And I'm not saying that that's the right advice for everybody, because some people that doesn't work, but
it's hard to get to that point though. Like, but there is absolutely no way to move forward unless you gotta sit in your shit. Like, we can't keep running away from the hurt and the pain and I think that's what like therapy is. And a lot of times people, you've got like some childhood things that you've gone through and you don't understand why are you impacted, right? But like when you can sit in your shit and really sit in your grief and sit in your sadness and just freaking cry your heart out and get to that bottom place. Now, some need to go to therapy. That's where therapy helps, because at least you're you're not doing that on your own, and because not everybody's emotionally, you can't handle all that.
Yeah.
And so, so I think that's where therapy really, really helps. But to be able to get to that point, no matter what, in therapy or on your own, to where you are the most broken that you'll ever be.
Mm-hmm.
And those that make it out of therapy a different person, or that those that make it out of that hurt a different person, are the ones that like it's like literally like the rise of the phoenix, right? You become this stronger, better, like more empowered version of yourself. And when I say there is nobody, have I had moments where have I cried? Of course, is it? But there's no one that can tell me that I'm ugly, that I'm not enough, that I'm all these things. No one can tell me that ever again in life, because it's like, yeah, no, screw you. And you're the one that's going to miss out, because all of this wonderfulness is, you know what I mean? And like, that's where that becomes like that confidence comes from that pain.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but
sometimes it's necessary. And I think also that's the part of this new space that I'm really interested in investigating, of like those it's that like fine line of like, do we all just have to kind of go through it, and then how do we support each other through it in that way? Or is there a way in which those of us who have gone through it, right, like can be there so that you don't have to have your shit rocked the way we had our shit rocked? Do you know what I mean? And I think like it's a both and kind of situation for me right now, where like there are some people that are just like in the space to be able to receive those messages and are able to recognize the warning signs before they jump off the cliff kind of thing. And there are other people that are just like, I'm speeding 90 miles an hour and I'm just going to jump anyways. And, I think the sort of like space that we're entering into, or what we're trying to shift into, is very much like, regardless of which path you choose, having people like ourselves, in your life, and it doesn't have to be us, obviously, but like having people like us, or having that kind of like community and sisterhood as well, to be able to support you whenever you inevitably make whatever decision it is you're going to make, is really important. You can't do it alone. And if you're choosing to do it alone, that is also a choice. And you are making that consciously, whether you realize it or not, for whatever reason, whether it's to protect yourself or whether it's to like, I don't know, ignore the truth, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a choice, and you can make a different one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Choosing to be afraid is also a choice, right? Fear is a choice.
Fear is a choice.
Fear is a complete choice. And a lot of times we stay because we're afraid. What's my identity without this individual? What's my identity if it's not a person, without this job? What's my identity without this, that, and the third, right? And so we'll keep tolerating, because that's what we're used to. Because I understand, at least I know how to manage and how to live in this pain. I don't know how to live. I don't know what it's going to look like outside of this, and I don't know that I'm ready to be that level of uncomfortable yet. But you've got to be uncomfortable in order to live literally the best version of yourself. And like, I know for a fact, like, there's no way where I'm at in life today I have stayed in that relationship. Why?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
When I left, I was making the least amount of money that I made since getting out of since school. Right? Like, and then I'm a single mother making like $30,000 a year, taking care of a child. I didn't qualify for any government assistance because I was making too much money.
Yeah, that's a whole topic in and of itself.
Into a system that I didn't qualify for because I made too much money. But child assistance program, like daycare, was at its max, so I couldn't get anything there. I couldn't get anything. So it's like, but without being at that, like, how do I literally feed myself and my kid and get to work and pay the bills? Like, there's no way that I would have the mindset that I have today of like, I will never get back to that point.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I will never go back to that point again because
Yeah.
I don't deserve to live like that, you know?
No.
And I don't necessarily live for I say my son saved me because without him, would I have possibly just kept dealing with that? Maybe. I don't know that I wouldn't have. But now I don't necessarily live just for him. I live for others that are gonna like benefit from the growth, right? That I experienced. So, but yeah, that I really hope that, you know, I don't know. If anything, I hope Ashley can snap out of it. I really do. I hope she can realize that maybe she is the villain, but I hope she can kind of snap out of it.
But even if that's the case, if she doesn't snap out of it, then that means that that's the choice that she's making, and that means that it's only going to get worse, and she's going to be one of those people that's going to have her shit rock before she wakes up. And if that is her journey and that is the choice that she's making, then I suppose we'll all just have to keep screaming into the void until she decides she wants to.
Because it's like, ooh, girl, it's just hard to watch. It's like, Lord. Another, and kind of real quick, another, not hot topic, but another person I've been watching is Martha Stewart. I don't know if you've seen the documentary on Netflix.
No, I haven't. No. Wait, I feel like you sent me something about this, or you were talking about it somewhere. Tell me about this Martha Stewart.
Yes, I talked about it in my stories one day. I hadn't watched it yet. Jessie Wu said that she watched and she said it was good. So I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Because Jessie she'll be on it. Like, generally speaking, there's some shows that she'll watch, like some of the love shows that I'm like, I ain't watching it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, let me watch Martha Stewart. And Martha Stewart, when I was growing up, I was too young to really remember, like, to know who she was. But I just saw her, like, the Martha Stewart living. I remember seeing, like, the magazines at the store. I remember she had a show, but I just wasn't engaged with that. No. And then all of a sudden, I know she was at Kmart. Like, she had Martha, like, dishes and cookware and livingware and all that. I remember that because I worked at Kmart for like 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Before Mama called and quit the job for me. Yeah, I think my paperwork was not in order. I think it had to do with that, like, because we're immigrants, and sometimes you're in between status or whatever. I think that was one of the times because she was like, "My children are not your slaves," and I'm like, "I thought you said I had a work permit."
I thought you said I needed a job. I'm confused.
She actually didn't. She was like, "No, I needed a job because I was tired of not having clothes. I didn't have no clothes. I'm busting holes in shoes so somebody can buy me some new shoes." I said I needed a job. I said I'm tired of being broke. Okay.
She said,
"Have me going to
this is your journey.
This is your This shall be your future." Okay. What I say is what it goes. But yes, I remember Martha Stewart's stuff at Kmart. I just remember that. Mm-hmm. But and then all of a sudden, I remember that she went to jail.
Yeah, same. I don't really remember much about her before.
Girl.
But then I just remember all of a sudden she was in jail, and I was like,
"Girl." When I say this documentary, it really further strengthens my thought process of that I'm gaining lately, that the media is there to make money, right? Mm-hmm. And so whatever the media whatever story they have to spin, however they need to sound, the more the drama, the more whatever side gives them of the story, whatever viewpoint gives them the most views is what they're going to lean on. And unfortunately, it hurts people. People. So essentially, she was the first influencer. Martha Stewart. Her whole brand was her.
Yeah.
She made she was the first billionaire female in America. Do you understand what that means? She was the first female billionaire in America.
Wow.
Like, that's historic, right?
Why do we not know that? I know. I'm asking rhetorical questions now. I know.
And she went from being a housewife to just starting to love doing stuff around the house and living. And she and she just built her business. I mean, she was, I think, like baking, and then she just built her business, and then it became this huge force. I mean, slowly but surely, right? By the time she was she in her maybe 50s or no 60s, I think like a couple years prior to her going to jail, her company went publicly traded.
Wow.
So she was a publicly traded company worth billions. And she'd gotten a phone call. She was on vacation. She got a call from her stockbroker. And he was like, hey, this one stock that you're invested in, it's going to tank or something like that. Do you want to, I think we should sell it. She's like, oh yeah, go ahead and sell it. Right. Just like, turns out this stock was $45,000. I'm saying this now so that we can understand the hell that she actually went through for $45,000.
In comparison
so she's okay. So they the guy whose company it was, who the stock was, a friend of hers company or something like that. And it was like new medicine on the market, and like it didn't test well or something. So he actually did commit fraud, like, or insider trade or whatever, because he ended up selling his shares. And I don't know if he called her stockbroker and said, hey, look, this thing's going down, y'all need to sell. Then the stockbroker called her. And she's like, all right, cool, whatever. She didn't know. Right. She didn't know the ins and outs of what was happening. And so, yeah, fine. If it's going down, sell it. Like, whatever. If he's saying get out, whatever. Yeah. And so they kept, so they ended up arresting her friend, because he did have insider trade, and, you know, he should not have done what he did. Okay. So, because he didn't want to lose all his money that he had in these stocks, right? So, so they got him on that. And this attorney general, this U.S. attorney general, was, when they found out that Martha Stewart was linked to this, it became like is it red herring? I think is what it's called. And they were going after her because the audacity, she's a woman that people had said was not, she's a B, right? She's a B word. And why is it that we talked about this last time? In sports, a man y'all can be physical, but women, if you're doing that, you're being a little snitchy. Right. But so same thing. If a woman is firm and she's stern, and maybe she's not, she's a little crass, y'all call her a B. If a man's doing it, y'all are like, whatever. That's just how he is. Right. He's passionate. Right? He's a strong leader. Passionate. He's a strong leader, but a woman can't be. And then and then she's the first billionaire, self-made billionaire in this country.
So they obviously don't want her in the rooms either. So they're probably coming off to her as a certain way. So she needs to behave a certain way in order to like stand her ground.
She has to be assertive. You have to be assertive in some of these rooms, and it just he came after her. In fact, he told her friend that got arrested, he was like, look, if you just give her up and you just say, all you need to do is say that you called her and told her that you were going to pull out because this thing was going down, and we'll let you off the hook. He said no, because it did not happen. So they couldn't book her on insider trade. So what they did was book her on lying to the federal government. They said, you lied to the FBI.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Like, wait, what? Had this woman stand trial. She lost everything. Her stock was like trading at like $40, dollars a share, or maybe, or $55 a share, whatever. Tanked. Yeah. Like 86% overnight, because it was centered around Martha Stewart living. Right? She lost endorsements. It's publicly traded, so she doesn't have, you no longer control the destiny of your company. You have created a brand. Martha Stewart Living was part of it was a Times brand. I didn't realize that. So it was her magazine, but she at first was part of Times, and she bought her name away from Times. So so she had this multi-billion-dollar media company that just dropped. Wow. Because people could not. I mean, this is just my thoughts in watching this documentary. Is people could not understand how, and I've gotten asked these questions before when I get certain roles or I'm in certain rooms. oh, how did you get this job?
Yeah.
And people could not understand that. And they would slander her for being just, oh, she's so mean. Oh, she's so this. Why are y'all not talking about men like this as well?
Right. It's always down to the responsibility of the woman to be. Ooh, dang! I just dropped my light. I got a whole rickety setup in here, and rickety got rocked.
Yeah, but we're expected to act a certain way and to
and it's
to behave a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you fall out of line, then the audacity, and it's not just men that do this; it's other women.
It's other women because it's self-hatred from their perspective.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But it's such a good documentary, and Jessie actually said, this is a love letter to every woman that has been viewed as a B word.
Aww,
right? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And she talks about how she doesn't lead with her feelings. She leads with like things. Like she connects with people that are always doing things, right? Not as emotional. And to be quite honest, I was like, because I'm kind of similar. Like I do enjoy like whoever I'm with to I like talking about feelings, and I'm a girly girl in that sense.
Yeah.
But I also am very drawn to, and I really honestly can only be with men that have a very high activity rate. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, so either, and it has less to do about like, look, I can go get myself a cheesecake, at Cheesecake Factory. Can you get me Cheesecake Factory? It has less to do with that and more to do with like, if I'm with someone that's continuously going and that's striving and that's like there and they're like, okay, I need to get to this next level. And that it actually encourages me to do the same. And 1, 2, I'm not viewed as doing too much either, right? Because I have been with the reverse, with the opposite, and then I'm viewed as doing too much. It's like, sit down, why don't you sit your ass down? Like, and so I could relate to Martha in that way because like I'm highly driven and I always got a million projects because I'm like, but sometimes because I have so much going on, it's hard for men, women, everyone alike to kind of understand that that's what I need. And so as she was talking, I was like, man, I felt her in just so many different ways, you know? So anywho, it's a really, really good one.
Wow. I need to watch that.
Really good.
Because that's even as you were saying it as well, like that's the thing that I feel like often the story gets told in a really skewed way when it comes to like a lot of, especially powerful and successful women, but like, where it's just like, I genuinely had no idea about any of that kind of stuff, but I know I'm a bit younger than you as well, so I'm even further away from like the genesis of Martha Stewart. But it makes sense as to why, like, even when she came back, because I always thought as well, like, I don't know, perhaps this is like, me needing to like apologize for my own judgments, but like, I always thought when she came back and she was like, making like funny commercials and shit with Snoop Dogg and like, do you know what I mean? Like shit, like I feel like I was like, it's kind of very like flippant and like crass to be like, whatever, I went to jail, like whatever, I'm just, I guess I'm just a thug now, I'm friends with Snoop Dogg. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I always thought it was very like, girl, who are you? You know what I mean? But now I'm like, oh, okay, wow. Who are you? I didn't know who you were. So.
And she had a hard time in there initially, and she had to adjust. She was in jail for 5 months.
Yeah.
And then she had to serve another 5 months on home arrest. And, but anywho, great documentary.
Wow,
I highly recommend to like every man and woman, like just to everyone to really watch it, because sometimes, especially when you're having conversations with just people in general, it's hard to, and it's not men or women, it's everyone. It's hard for them to understand like where you're coming from. If like for me, like I'm like, I don't really care to move up the corporate ladder.
Me neither.
The higher you go, the more you have to fight because the more you're hated. And yeah, I know I'm good. I'm good at what I do. I understand that. And so it could come across to people as like, oh, why are you downplaying yourself? Well, I get tired of fighting, and if like I don't want to. I don't like it. I'm tired.
And that's
right?
also
like,
okay. Like it's like just because I don't want to like wrestle for the top doesn't mean that I'm any less fulfilled in the things and the things I'm doing.
Exactly. Well, and I'm like, well, I'm going to make my own lane because it's hard to this. And so then people like, well, especially males, like if it's a guy that is doing that, then they're like, well, it's not that hard. Then they'll give examples of how it's kind of hard for them. But it's like, yeah, but you're a guy, like you're a man. It's okay if you're firm and if you're like that. People are going to respect you. You're going to be well revered. When I'm like that, it's not like that. Mm-mm. It's not like that, and I don't, and I can't explain it enough.
No.
I can't explain it enough. And it comes across like I'm making an excuse or whatever, but it's like, no, look what they put Martha Stewart in prison. They put her in jail.
Right.
Because the audacity.
Period. And
they did not even tell her story proper.
No. And also like, I mean, obviously if I was going to take a more, optimistic viewpoint on it, I would hope that, in the next 25 years that like there is space for women to have the audacity. Do you know what I mean? And like not have to compete in those ways. But in order to do that, like, I mean, as we've seen, pulling it back in from the first topic that we talked about, we are not as progressive and progressed as everybody seems to think that we are. And so it actually is going to take people sitting with themselves and sitting with like, why am I having a visceral reaction to women having the audacity? And like, even as a woman being like, why is me as a woman, do I have a visceral reaction to a different woman having the audacity that I don't have? Right?
Yes.
It takes like that, like, again, like that's that self-reflection of being like, okay, this is the work. That's actually the work. Like, like in a wider context of all of these things, that's actually the work. But like just sitting back and being like, why actually does this thing affect me in the way that it's affecting me? And what is coming up for me? And then therefore, why do I need to address that in one way, shape, or form? And I think people just don't want to address it, or they're worried what will happen if they do address it. And so they address it quietly in their like, in their own head, in their safe space kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's like, well, people are making excuses or people are doing that. And I'd seen a post and it said, I want to read it verbatim. Hopefully it's still in my stories, but it said, let's see. I hope it's still there. It said the reason facts don't change most people's opinions is because most people don't use facts to form their opinions. They use their opinions to form facts, right? And so if the fact is to someone, like if the opinion is, I think that I don't think that I've gotten a different, and I think it hurts, like especially good men, I think it hurts them to see that one is my success. Am I where I'm at because someone else was overlooked, right? Am I good enough? Like then you start looking at it from that perspective. But the opinion could be, well, I don't see women trying as hard to do this, that, and a third. And that could be the opinion of, women prefer to be at home. That's an opinion or whatever it might be. And then you see someone that is like in the workplace and killing it and kicking butt in the workplace or in business. And they're like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting. And it's like, well, but I've gotten to where I'm at and I've had similar fights. I've had to prove myself. I've had to do these, but that's your you've got to
experience.
listen to the person. That's your experience. You've got to listen to that other person's experience because it's very much real. It's very much true.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be brushed aside, right? Especially when that person is not a complainer and they are doing the things. And it's like, okay, what has made you get to that point? And just listen, not listen to input opinion to validate your thought that no, everyone can obtain the same status. And, anywho, until we can kind of get, and I think that those that are of that right mind, that are good people, that do want to, that do believe that everyone should, is equal. Instead of saying everyone is equal, I think we should change it and say everyone should have equality. If we can flip the everyone is to everyone should, right? Because everyone is not equal, but everyone should have equality. Okay, so then where I'm at in my position in my life, how could I influence more like-minded thought? How could I influence my realm, my world, my community, my organization? How do I influence where I'm at to be able to benefit those that don't have a voice, that feel like they're, feel discouraged, that feel like the ceiling has hit them. I mean, you've got people saying, women, if you think you had a glass ceiling before, look what it's going to be now. Literally, they're saying this. Yeah. They're actually saying this. The whatever his name, Fuentes is of the world, like people they are thriving on the fact that women are losing our bodily rights. If we don't have bodily rights, bodily autonomy, do you think, and that's been decided by a bunch of people that don't even have our parts? Yeah. If we don't have that basic right, how dare we have the right to be leaders?
Exactly.
Right. So, anywho, this has been a long but good one.
So much more to be said. I as you were talking, I'm like, oh, what about this? And then I was like, actually, let me just, because we will have several more episodes.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah, we'll keep going. But this was good. So, what is your biggest, I guess, piece of gratitude for your week, for your month? I guess, whatever.
My biggest piece of gratitude, I think, is really honoring and recognizing the people in my life that can hold space for me right now. I think I'm really good at holding space for everybody else and myself. I hold it for myself and I hold down everybody else, right? And I'm good at that and I fit into that. And where I'm really recognizing how people are showing up for me, and the people that I'm like, okay, these are actually my people, are the people that I can say, like, affirmatively, wow, this person really holds space for me, like really genuinely, in a way that's like so like pure and reciprocal. So I feel like that's the gratitude I have for this week, month, etc., etc.
Yeah. No, I love that. It is important to have people that can host, because not everybody be thinking about everybody else.
Or they think that they're doing it and really they're not.
Yeah. No, fully agree. That's a good one. Gosh, I know I was prepared last time, but you know what? I would say that I'm really thankful for just, I stay thankful for resources and for the ability to pivot. So I had, my sister's kind of going through, like, looking for some different opportunities, and whether it be in her company or in her team or whatever, right? Yeah. And so that kind of leaves uncertainty as to, okay, where are we going to have to live now? Because if anything were to happen, then like, my kid can't be just like in. I can't be in a situation where I have to, like, switch his schools, like, super fast or whatever. Yeah. But I had found a lady that had been helping me with, like, understanding, like, Airbnb and how that works anyways. And so I just hit her up and was like, hey, look, let's look at Auburn as well. And so, but being able to, like, not sit in the woe is me and just like pivot, but to have a resource that can help me pivot, right? Is really, it's so valuable. So again, community and sometimes, and she's not doing this for free. I have to pay her. Not have to. It's a paid service. Not that I have to, but it's a paid service. And so that's where sometimes within community, sometimes you have to put forks and dollars out, right? You have to invest. But I'm just so thankful to be able to have like the ability to be able to pivot so quickly. So
I agree.
Anywho, well, enjoy your time.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope that you have an amazing weekend. I know I've been sitting here eating friggin' chips. I've been eating chips.
Yeah, I'll be driving to Florida. I'm driving to Florida on Sunday.
Oh,
I have a meeting on Monday out there.
Well, please be careful. Be safe out there in them southern streets.
Girl. That's my life, honey.
If you guys want to get a mug, it'll be in the description. If you want to hang out with us, there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that. Upcoming.
Yes.
So
also let's go into the chat in the description too. Yeah.
If you want to join us and hang out with us, sort of IRL, virtually IRL, there's some spaces and places to do that. And if not, then just tune back in the next time. Yeah. No. Yep. All right. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Tell your bestie happy birthday. I will. We'll see y'all next time. Alrighty. Ciao.